Hi guys, welcome to my coffee show. My name is Jack and today we're going to compare two of my electric conical grinders. So we will be playing with niche and we will also compare it with my new SPTK 38, or as they call it in UK, Solo Compact 38. I've memorized it. So I will tell you a few things about those two grinders, what I like about them, what I don't like about them. Then we will pull 2 shots of espresso and then we will also do a pour over, and again we will test everything. By the end of this video I will try to answer one question: which grinder is better? Don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Plenty more things coming. I will also put some affiliate links in the description. Helps the channel a lot. What can I tell about niche that hasn't been told already? It's been around for a while. It's like a first well-known single dose grinder. It looks, I don't complain, it looks okay. Some people like it, some people hate it. 2 colors available, white or black. You've got that wooden stand, nice metal dosing cup. Everything feels solid. There is some plasticky parts. I'm sure there is aluminium. The burrs themselves are conical, 63 millimeters mother burrs. The grinder itself very light, 4.1 kg. One thing that everybody mentioned about this grinder is simplicity, how easy it is to use it, and I do agree. You've got the numbers clearly visible on the outside ring. All you need to do is rotate this and the little dot here will show you exactly where you are. One interesting thing about here on the back, that electric cable can actually hide inside. Relatively quiet engine, relatively fast. I will show you when we grind. 350 watts of power, 330 RPMs. This is something that I got recently. I've been using it daily for the last week and a half, and I have to say overall I like it. I like the fact that it's small. It fits almost everywhere. The design, it looks very sleek. Wooden stand, wooden top. You've got the bellow. You don't have to use that bellow. It can go without it. RPM of this grinder is just 160. It's also a conical grinder, but much smaller burrs, obviously, 38 millimeters. The power of the engine is just 30 watts, and you can hear it when you compare it with. To regulate the settings, you use that ring and it shows you where you are, but the difference is that niche, it's pretty much stepless. This is designed as a stepped grinder, 120 settings. Can you stop in between those settings? So yes, you can. I mentioned how nicely the electric cables are hiding inside niche. Here with this grinder, look, that tiny grinder comes with that enormous adapter, very long electric cables. It looks awful. Most of the electrical appliances that I have, they had the cord is attached on the back. This one is attached on the side. I would prefer if it was on the back. The on-off button is on the side. I possibly prefer if it was, as with niche, somewhere higher up. You've got that magnetically attached dosing cup, but it is, obviously because of the size of the machine, it is very narrow. I've noticed that there is an issue with the static, so you've got, even though I clean it, you've got dust everywhere, so you may consider using RDT. I show you something that I just discovered, so have a look. Okay, you see, it wobbles. So I thought the grinder wobbles. I took it off the stand and now it doesn't wobble. So what I discovered is actually that the stand itself wobbles, but otherwise very mobile 2 kg. A niche in UK, you pay £500 plus £10 for delivery. Solo cost half of that. So let's grind some coffee. The coffee we're using today is a Caravan coffee roaster. That's the washed Ethiopian coffee. And the flavor notes that we should get here, peach, passion fruit and floral. I will use a default profile on the descent, so there will be slow pre-infusion up to 3.5 bar. Then the pressure will ramp up to slightly below 9, and there will be a gradual decline of the pressure. 18 grams of coffee in, 36 grams of liquid out. I've got 18.1 gram of coffee in. And that's the sound of the grinder. It took around 14 seconds. And you see, pretty much spot on. Sometimes with certain coffees I have some issues with the retention. Now, some people criticize me for using this, but I like to use the bellow. You have to buy it separately. I will put the links in a description if you want to get that bellow. Have a look. $18.1 gram of coffee in. That's the noise that you get when you use this grinder. It's not loud, but I don't know, it's something that I don't like about. Took 32 seconds, so 17.9, so 0.2. Okay, now we actually have extra. Now we actually have 0.2 extra. So normally I would just use it, but because we want the shots to be as comparable as possible, I will take away that 0.2. So there was some channeling. Have a look. There's decent amount of crema here. And as you can see, there was a little bit of channeling. Maybe with my pack prep wasn't perfect. I'm on a setting 15.5 on the niche. Okay. Definitely floral smell, some sweetness, maybe some light fruity aroma as well. Cheers. Definitely nice body. That's always the case with niche. Sweetness, obviously chocolate, but I'm looking for more than that. There is just that nice fruity sourness in the background. Peaches possibly. Passion fruit, not really. Bitterness is there, not overpowering, but I would probably prefer it to be tad lower. Not very clear tasting notes, but overall result, it's a very satisfying shot. And that's usually how the niche works. It produces overall satisfying shots, maybe not always the best clarity. Let's see what the refractometer says. Okay, so 9.47 TDS, total dissolved solids. We are kind of spot on in the middle, 19% of the extraction. Something is missing in that shot. Well, definitely the passion fruit, but I know this shot could be better. Let's see what SPTK can give us. Have a look. It looks pretty much the same as the previous one, maybe slightly more crema. Well, you will be the judge. Possibly a bit more. 31 seconds precisely, pretty much as it should be. I quickly tell you a funny thing about those two grinders. With the niche, when you rotate counterclockwise, you grind coarser. I was dialing it as a second grinder, and it was the shots were slightly too slow, so I decided to move it, and the shot was even slower. So I thought, well, what the hell, what's going on? I put another shot, I changed the settings slightly, and it was even slower. I pull another one, it was even slower. And then I realized, that on this grinder, if you if you rotate the ring counterclockwise, you actually make it finer, not coarser. Pretty much the same, maybe a little bit less sweetness, but also the floral notes very present. Cheers. Well, the first thing that you notice, less body than the shot from the niche. The shot is less bitter. It's nice fruity sourness. Peaches, I think less pronounced. Passion fruit. I mean, there is something on the back in the background, but I wasn't 100% happy with the shot from the niche. But niche was more overall more satisfying. Here, there is lack of depth in the flavor notes. You can still find some. It's the first time I put this grinder against other grinder. You can taste that the grinder is cheaper. That's how I can describe it. The first sip is like, okay, everything is there, but all the special things are like taken away, and you're left with, I mean, for the price, no complaint. But when you compare it taste by taste with the niche, you see that where this grinder is lacking. Let's see what if the refractometer agrees with me. 9.75, the dosage. It's actually it's actually the same. Looks like it's slightly higher even the extraction on this one. Okay, well, it is what it is, guys. I've repeated the refractometer test a few times because I couldn't believe it, and it's about the same. So the refractometer claims that this shot is stronger in the extraction, 19.4, while the other one was slightly below 19. Refractometer says one thing, I say the other thing. Again, I'm not saying that the second shot was bad, but it was lacking something when you compare it to the first one. That's still enjoyable coffee. So now we're going to do a pour over. I will use my good old V60, that's the, I think, size 2 V60. Simple recipe, 15 grams of coffee in, 45 grams of liquid, about 98 degrees Celsius, and I will bloom for around 2 minutes. After that, I will pour the remaining water. I will agitate it, and I will brew. We will see. I will try to do a similar time of extraction on both of them, so they're comparable. Normally, when I brew for V60, I just taste the cup, and if I notice something that I think it might be improved by changing the grind settings, for example, then I change the grind settings. Here, I was trying to dial in to the specific time of 2 minutes, so we managed to get it after maybe fourth attempt. 2 minutes and 10 seconds ish. So that's the 2 minutes on top of that 2 minutes of blooming phase. In the background, by the way, you can hear my Brewista kettle is maintaining 98 degrees Celsius for the next cup. So quickly have a look at the coffee bed. So you know what, it's getting better. We're getting better. So I'm on a setting number 40 right now on the niche, slightly muddy here and there. 60 from SPTK is ready. I think the niche cup will be ready to taste now. To grind that 15 grams of coffee on the niche, it took about 10 seconds. On SPTK, took 18 seconds. Let me show you the coffee bed, because that's something interesting. This is pretty much unseasoned grinder, okay? I've been using it, but you know, as I grinded maybe half a kg of coffee on that top. So you can notice there are some big chunks and there are some muddy bits. I criticized the coffee bed from niche, but at least it was even. You will be able to make your own conclusions. But how it looks like, it's a one thing. How it tastes, it's more important. So again, I'm getting a little bit of that floral aroma. And something that reminds me of the fruit jam. Some sweetness there as well. Haven't tasted the pour over from niche for a while. So we're using the same coffee. So there should be peaches, there should be floral aroma, and if we're lucky, maybe passion fruit. I'm getting peaches, hints of chocolate, again, bitterness, again, slightly, well, not too bitter, but slightly more than I would like. Not much of the sourness. Overall, I had worse cups. So this is smooth, satisfying. Passion fruit? No. Floral? There is floral there. Okay, so it's 1.27 TDS. And that makes it, again, almost, yeah, well, pretty much 18% extraction. I would say not bad. It leans kind of towards underdeveloped. I would say my taste buds are saying it leans more towards a bitter. It's so hot, all I'm thinking about is a nice cold beer. Kind of less intense, the smell, but also pleasant. Maybe a bit more sweetness now, but less intense. And I don't smell that much of the floral aroma. Cheers. Very thin taste. I mean, some people could prefer this one because it's less bitter, again, but the flavors are also thinner. It's a kind of mediocre cup of coffee. Very average. SPTK has not developed any of the nuances of the coffee. I cannot say there are any peaches. I cannot say, I know I'm drinking coffee, but that's pretty much it. Okay, so 1.17. Well, this time the refractometer agrees with me. So this one is kind of weak, underdeveloped. Here we have it, my final conclusions. If you are still here, click like, subscribe to the channel. Plenty more things are coming. We will be still testing that SPTK. Next video probably will do something with my hand grinders. Soon I will be going for holidays, but don't worry, I will take you with me. Niche is twice as expensive as SPTK. Is it twice as good? No, but it is noticeably better in both espresso and the pour over. Drinking shots from SPTK, I haven't noticed I'm lacking something. So if that is or if that will be your one and only grinder, you might not notice that you're missing certain things. And especially if you drink flat whites, if you drink milk-based coffee beverages, then you probably won't notice. And the price is good. The grinder itself looks nice. It's light. It doesn't take much space. So if it's your first single dose grinder, I still recommend it. But against something like Niche, you can notice it's lacking. The coffee is less developed. The pour over was kind of weak. I mean, it's still drinkable. Some people could enjoy that. I'm not saying the pour over cup from the Niche was perfect, but at least it was interesting. The shots of espresso with Niche, obviously the body of the shot was much better. The shot from SPTK was thinner, and I enjoyed more the nuances, the extra layers of flavors from the Niche. But for £250, I still consider it to be a very good grinder. If any of you got SPTK, let me know your experience with that grinder. If you have any other grinders, let me know how this one compares with your other grinders. Another question, do you guys enjoy pour over from Niche? Because I'm not a fan and I know certain people do. But for today, thank you very much for watching. My name is Jack. This is my coffee show. Now I'm going to enjoy a different kind of beverage and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.